Action.
When I got to Peter Jones, I was an hour early, it was 12 o'clock. So I went inside and I had a coffee, but when I came back out, I realised I didn't know where the main entrance was because there are so many. So I started to walk around the building. That took 3 minutes, well, just under 2 because I went at a gentle trot. And I thought, surely he'd wait for 2 minutes. But I still missed him. And I waited for hours. And I dropped my bag and everything fell out. Someone trod on my caftan. I didn't hurry home. Well, partly because I couldn't remember where I parked the car. I mean, I was in that much of a tiz. I've got it in my hair, such a mess. But also because, for some reason, I really wanted Tony to read that letter. And then I got home and we just sat at the kitchen table in silence. And then Tony just cried. So I made him a lovely bowl of Frosties. We never actually decided to go on together. I mean, we just did. And anyway, 8 months later, John T was born. I did see Jarvis again. It was about 10 years later. I was up in town. I was in a taxi because I was going to have lunch with Tony, and I suddenly saw this film crew. And there he was. And I banged on that taxi window and I shouted his name, but he just didn't hear me. But then the taxi got stuck in traffic and I managed to get that taxi window down and I called Jarvis and he turned and he saw me and he smiled. And then he went, but he never did. I mean, I knew he wouldn't. And I cried all through that lunch. And poor Tony, he didn't know why. Although, you know, perhaps he did know why. Because when Jonty was born, Tony's mother, she was looking down at the new baby. And then she looked straight at me. And she said, "He must take after your side of the family, Maddie, because there's not a bit of Tony